Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
And I think when they're talking like that, I think they're really talking about, look, everything's going to be tokenized, all this NFT stuff and all. And I heard it compared one time, like, I heard somebody say one time, hey, when all of these people start buying Lamborghinis in the metaverse, the prices of actual Lamborghinis are going to come down, and that's when I'm going to buy one. So now that is an interesting concept right there. But I think that they are really this is a push to push a lot of the population into this world, and then you've got a whole new world of items and all kinds of materialistic things. Everything that, like, if you know people that are into, who so-and-so just got a new house and it's nicer than mine, or anybody trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say, the same thing's going to happen in the metaverse. It's going to be interesting to watch. And I, to be honest, I don't plan to spend too much time in the metaverse, but I do plan to spend a lot of time investing in the metaverse. All right. LinkedIn put out this poll of the week. Which of the following linked to unicorns do you think will exit first? Ripple or Uphold? You know, what's interesting here is there's a lot of talk about Ripple and there's not as much talk about Uphold, but I believe it's just the exact opposite of the results of this poll. I actually interviewed JP Tirrett from Uphold not too long ago, and this was, I think it was over 6 months ago, and he said at that time he thought that they would potentially have some type of an exit within 6 months, or the announcement of one, and that time's already passed, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if Uphold is not the next from the Link2 platform to have some type of an exit. And by the way, they did a congratulations to JP Tirrett, the Uphold CEO, today, because this came out. Top 25 cryptocurrency executives. They've got JP right there beside Vitalik Buterin. And this is why I keep telling you, Upholds, there's still some of that on the Link2 platform. Go check it out. That's linqto.com, a sponsor of mine. All right, check this out. Riz, save the date, 24th of February. We're hosting a live webinar with Accenture, Quant, the Quant Network, Ripple, SDX Global. This is the Digital Pound Foundation, folks. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that. Now, I saw Jim Cramer tweet this morning, and I was like, really? He says, are we trading the Fed or are we investing in companies? So I was like, the irony. This guy and CNBC, they have been pumping this whole Fed money printing machine for over 10 or 15 years now, folks. Since the financial crisis, these people have acted like this is just what you do. You just print money, while all the rest of us have been out here going, this is crazy. This is not sustainable. And now that we're getting the inflation that any child could have figured out we're going to get, now they act like he's acting like he's an innocent bystander. He was actively involved in having all these Fed people on and acting like what they were doing was just a reasonable path and all, and it never was reasonable. He ought to be ashamed of himself. So should this guy. This is from an article. I thought I had the article lined up here. I think it was from Forecast. Okay, listen to this. The implication that the SEC acted illegally is out of bounds and inappropriate, said Richard Levin, partner and chair of the FinTech and Regulation Practice of law firm Nelson, Mullins, Riley, and Scarborough. Levin likened the SEC to a football referee relying on a rule book. Attacks on the SEC are unwarranted, he said in an interview with Forecast. They have a job to do. Okay, well, that's fine. I said Richard has an open invitation to come on to my show with John Deaton to go over the Ethereum Free Pass timeline and show us where we are being out of bounds and inappropriate. I double dog dare him. That's a takeoff from the movie A Christmas Story, one of the best Christmas movies ever. I double dog dare him to come on if we ever see those 63 emails the SEC won't release. See, old Richard is wrong-go on this right here, because we have the timeline and we have the video and the facts are not in dispute. But he's welcome to come on and dispute them. I want to hear it. I'm ready for somebody to dispute them. Nobody has so far. Show us where we're wrong. And then I'll show you their own words, and I'll show you the timeline, and I'll show you what they said. Oh, was Nancy Wotos not telling the truth when she said Andreessen Horowitz was leading up the group to do the safe harbor what became the safe harbor memo? Was Lowell Ness not telling the truth when he said that their objective was to get Bitcoin and Ethereum out from under securities laws? Was he not telling the truth? Was he not telling the truth when he said that Jay Clayton went over to Andreessen Horowitz and told Chris Dixon to put this venture capital working group together and then put a memo together for me? Was he not telling the truth? I'm glad to talk about that with any of them. Anybody on the timeline is welcome to come on this show anytime, and we'll go through it. I'll get John Deaton on too. Empower Oversight filed a new request with the SEC seeking documents that would show how it searched for records related to alleged crypto conflicts of interest before claiming that no responsive records existed. Specifically, this request aims to uncover exactly how diligently the SEC searched for records relating to Clayton, Hinman, and Berger communications. Empower Oversight had previously requested that the SEC provide sworn affidavits explaining the specific step it had taken to search its systems for responsive documents. Thus far, the SEC failed to do so. And then, this is Jason Foster, and he is the founder and president of Empower. He says the SEC claimed it found no records, but did not describe its search methods. Following a call last week with the SEC, it became clear that the scope of its search was too narrow. So here's a new Freedom of Information request to uncover exactly what the SEC did before claiming no records existed. I'll say it like John Deaton keeps saying it. What is the SEC hiding? That will be on this thumbnail, because what is the SEC hiding? And folks, I can tell just from the different people that are starting to cover this, that this thing is beginning to spin out of control, starting here. Now the Wall Street Journal has picked up the story. The booming cryptocurrency sector's complaints that Washington has gone too far in cracking down on its unregulated products are getting tested in a key lawsuit targeting Ripple Labs and its digital coin XRP. This, now it's on the Wall Street Journal, folks. This tells me that these people are now, they're feeling the pressure of what's going on here. And I think that a lot of these people are starting to say to themselves, well, I don't want to go down with this shit, so I'm going to cover my behind and actually, so that I can be able to say that I covered this story. Because we've been kicking and screaming about them covering it for what? Almost a year now? And this is the guy that wrote it. I wrote about the SEC's big legal fight with Ripple and its two execs over XRP. That said, SEC charged a tougher case by hitting Garlinghouse and Larson with aiding and abetting, requires showing of intent or recklessness. So this is not your typical ICO give back the money case. Well, it's not your typical ICO give back the money case, first of all, because they didn't have an ICO. Ethereum did. Ethereum, the same ones that got the free pass. Okay. Then you've got Angie Lau. This is the woman from Forecast News. Okay? She tweeted this, I guess, today. John Deaton, the lawyer for 63,000 XRP investors, invites non-U.S. investors to demand a congressional investigation of the SEC for impropriety. So she's not just covering all of the Clayton Hinman stuff. She's covering the fact that that everybody out here is asking for an investigation of the SEC. This is big, folks. This woman, I've seen her interview Joseph Lubin, I think. I've seen her interview Vitalik Buterin. I've seen her interview Brad Garlinghouse. This woman is plugged in, and if she's covering it, man, my antenna are going up. Hey, Seiko Carmona sent me this. It's from Cindy Young, who is managing director of Europe for Ripple, MasterCard exec. Excited to partner with Modular Finance. Let's see this. The digital standard in business payments. We enable partners to automate, embed, and launch financial services by delivering payments infrastructure via API as we expand to the UK and the EU. Ripple keeps expanding. Now, Hester Pierce is speaking up again. The SEC's lone Republican is warning that a recent proposal to add oversight to systems for trading government securities could also give officials new powers to scrutinize digital asset platforms. And that's Hester Pierce. And then, so pay attention here, folks. You'll find this interesting. So David Marcus. Now remember who David Marcus is. David Marcus ran PayPal. He then went to Facebook. Then when Facebook decided to do Libra, their digital currency, he's the guy that headed it up. It later became the Diem project, and just recently the Diem project was shut down. Okay? Now, he comes out and says this right after it's shut down. It's become clear to me that Bitcoin will be the one asset and layer 1 still around in 20 plus years with increased compounding relevance over time. The number 2 slot for a different use case is still to be decided. Ethereum is in the lead for now, but Solana and others nipping at their heels. Bitcoin is truly leaderless, censorship resistant, and has much greater network effects. In essence, It's unique and cannot ever be replicated. Its creation truly was the Big Bang event of crypto. Well, until someone steps forward and can prove that they are Satoshi Nakamoto, then the whole thing collapses completely. Which is why I don't believe any of these people, and I don't believe any of these major players don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, because they would be setting themselves up to be the biggest fools in the history of finance if they took the risk of not knowing, and then somewhere down the line a terrorist group or North Korea or Russia or China steps forward and says, hey, we're Satoshi, it was our experiment, and we're going to move some money out of the Satoshi wallet just to prove it, or dump on the market. So, but let's go back to David Marcus, because this guy's an interesting character. Remember, he was at PayPal. He was at PayPal right here. That's him. And I asked him the question. I've asked him before, hey, David Marcus, seriously, what happened to PayPal Galactic? It was never Bitcoin or Ethereum, not the real plan. And that's what I'm talking about. He's toting the same Bitcoin Ethereum line. And I don't believe for a minute that he actually believes it. I believe Bitcoin and Ethereum have always been distractions. Watch this.
Is opening up to all of us in the next decade or so. And we want to make sure that PayPal is the preferred way to pay from space and in space.
This is going to be big. And now,
those of you that don't know, this announcement of PayPal Galactic was in 2013. Then it disappeared out of nowhere. And remember, who started PayPal? Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. What is to this day Elon Musk's obsession? The letter X. Even his son is named something X. I've covered this before, but I'm going to show you a couple of things again. So I'm going to finish this.
Time to get into this. If you wait several years, it's going to be obvious to everybody.
I think that if we in fact are successful at finding ways to work and play in space, we're going to want to be there too, you and me. And inevitably, it's going to need some kind of monetary currency.
PayPal Galactic will tackle the challenges posed by interstellar commerce.
And what you're looking at here, this is from the web page of Interstellar, which is Jed McCaleb's company. Jed McCaleb is the founder and a board member of Interstellar in 2017. Jed McCaleb is also the founder of Ripple and the founder of Stellar. Okay? Both, which have digital assets that start with the letter X. Continue watching.
Such as keeping customers connected to their accounts when they're miles away from the planet.
PayPal is the favorite way to pay on Earth. And we want to make sure that it is the favorite way to pay in space.
Got it.
What you're watching now is a Ripple commercial that they put out a year or two ago. I always wondered what did they mean by having an astronaut in outer space that's making a payment or receiving a payment?
I got it.
Yeah, sending a payment. So that woman from outer space just sent a payment to this girl that's having her wedding. And then there's this. Stellar. I've shown this before. The whole website for Stellar, which is XLM, right? The whole website is a constellation, folks. This is not a coincidence. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a coincidence. Then there's this. This has always fascinated me. And I played a clip from you the other day. This was David Schwartz, November 14th, 2019. I had to get someone else to pay my tour guide for me today, and I paid them back in cash. They only take PayPal, and I have a lifetime ban. This is perfectly symbolizes what has motivated me the past 8 years. Why are you banned? Didn't Brad sit with CEO of for a PayPal interview? I'm sure you could get yourself unbanned, Joel. I still don't really know. They thought another David Schwartz was me. He did something bad, and they banned me for that and having 2 PayPal accounts, his and mine.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.